Good evening. This evening we're going to read a story called Sulwe. So I'm going to flip back and forth from the teacher to your instructor, but just a little bit tonight because I really kind of want you just to take in the story and we can discuss it later. And I'm going to talk about the author and the illustrator. So it is important to introduce the author and the illustrator to children and talk about the beauty of the artwork. So today, boys and girls, we are going to read a story about a little girl, and her name is Sulwe. The author is Lupita Nyong'o. She is the person who wrote the words for this story. And the illustrator is Vashiti Harrison, and she drew the beautiful pictures in this book. So this story is about a little girl, and here is a picture of the little girl. Sulwe. Sulwe. So I can read it from this angle. See if that's any better. Sulwe was born the color of midnight. She looked nothing like her family, not even a little, not even at all. So here's Sulwe. Mama was the color of dawn. Baba, the color of dusk. Baba is the word that she used for her father. And Mitch, her sister, was the color of high noon. Hardly anyone at school looked like Sulwe either. People gave her sister Mitch pet names like Sunshine and Ray and Beauty. People gave Sulwe names like Blackie and Darky and Night. Sulwe felt hurt every time. She hid away while her sister made lots of friends. These pictures are a little dark. Sulwe dreamed of being the same color as her sister. She wanted real friends too. And they show her sister playing with all her friends. So she got the biggest eraser she could find and tried to rub off a layer or two of her darkness. That hurt. She crept into Mama's room and helped herself to her makeup. Oh no, she would hear about this from Mama. Look what she's doing here. Sulwe decided to work from the inside out and ate only the lightest, brightest foods. With a stomach ache, she went to bed early and turned to God for a miracle. Here she's in bed. Dear Lord, why do I look like midnight when my mother looks like dawn? Please make me as fair as the parents I'm from. I want to be beautiful, not just to pretend. I want to have daylight. I want to have friends. If you ever hear me, my Lord, and would like to comply, may I wake up as bright as the sun in the sky? Amen. How do you think she is feeling? When Mama came in to wake her for school the next morning, Sulwe rose to find not a trace of daylight in her skin. Sulwe told Mama everything. And there her Mama is giving her a hug. Brightness is not in your skin, my love. Brightness is just who you are. As for beauty, Mama said, rubbing Sulwe's stomach the way she always did to comfort her, you are beautiful. Sulwe sighed. Well, you are beautiful to me, But you can't rely on what you look like to make you feel beautiful, my sweet. Real beauty comes from your mind and your heart. It begins with how you see yourself, not how others see you. Now up you get and out you go. How could she, as dark as she would, have brightness in her? How could she have beauty when no one but her mother seemed to see at all? How could she be a star? She was thinking about it when she went to bed. That night, a shooting star appeared at Sulwe's window. The night sent me, the star said. Come with me. Sulwe hopped onto the star, and off they went. They're going on an adventure. I wonder what is going to happen on that adventure. Long ago, at the beginning of time, said the star, there was a night and day, and they were sisters. They loved each other very much, but people didn't treat the sisters the same. People gave Day pet names like lovely and nice and pretty. People gave Night names like scary and bad and ugly. She felt hurt every time. Well, Night got fed up and walked right off the earth. And she just left. Day stayed behind and enjoyed making everybody happy in the sun. But then Day grew too long. Day began to really miss her sister. So did everybody else. What was happening to all the people? Look at the sun shining down on them all the time. Were they getting hot? Too hot? Too dry? There had to be a way to get her back. Day set off to find Night. And she did. I miss you, said Day. I miss you too, said Night. But you don't know what it's like to be treated badly for being dark. She was feeling very sad. You're right, I don't, Day replied. But what I do know is that we need you just the way you are. Come and see. So her sister said, I don't know how you feel. But she still wanted her, right? So that's important too. Night returned and the people rejoiced. We need the darkest night to get the deepest rest. We need you so that we can grow and dream and keep our secrets to ourselves. The stars chimed in. Brightness isn't just for daylight. Light comes in all colors, and some light can only be seen in the dark. While day had a golden glow, with night everything had a silver sheen, elegant and fine. Day told her sister, when you are darkest is when you are most beautiful. It's when you are most you. Could it be that night did not need to change, not even a little, not even at all? She wondered. Now that night and day were back together, a little bit of night returned to day in the form of shadows, and a little bit of day returned to night in the form of moonlight. They were inseparable from that moment on and promised to celebrate the brightness in each other, whether people chose to see it or not. You see, the star explained, we need them both on their sunniest day and their darkest night, and every shade in between. Together they make the world we know, light and dark, strong and beautiful. So Sulwe is listening very carefully to this story. Think she's having a dream? Sulwe rose the next morning beaming. There would be no hiding anymore. She belonged out in the world, dark and beautiful, bright and strong. And if she ever needed a reminder of her brightness, she could look up in the sky on the darkest night to see for herself. Sulwe felt beautiful, inside and out. Now, I would read this part to older children, second graders. Maybe this book you can use with really any age. It can be used in high schools to begin conversations. It's non-threatening. You can use many picture books that are written for younger children with older children as well, and I found that they work beautifully. So let me read this to you. The author's note. Much like Sulwe, I got teased and taunted about my night-shaded skin. I prayed to God that I would wake up with paler skin. I tried all sorts of things to lighten my complexion. My mother told me often that I was beautiful, but she's my mother. Of course she's supposed to think that. It wasn't until I was much older that my feelings about my skin changed. It helped me to see darker-skinned women being celebrated for their beauty. If they were beautiful, I could be too. I began to see myself differently. While both Sulwe and I had to learn to see our beauty, I hope that more and more children begin their lives knowing that they are beautiful, that they can look to the beauty in the world and know they are part of it. And yet, what is on the outside is only one part of being beautiful. Yes, it is important to feel good about yourself when you look in the mirror, but what is even more important is working on being beautiful inside. That means being kind to yourself and to others. That is the beauty that truly shines through. The journey I went on was very different from Sulwe's nighttime adventure, but the lesson was the same. There is so much beauty in this world and inside you that others are not awake to. Don't wait for anyone to tell you what is beautiful. Know that you are beautiful because you choose to be. Know that you always were and always can be. Treasure it and let it light the way in everything you do. And I would begin to share, I would share with the students the pictures of the author and the illustrator. So here's a picture of the author, right? And I would put this up in my classroom. It's also, and then there's a picture of the illustrator here. And with older children, if you're in Virginia, the illustrator earned a bachelor's degree from the University of Virginia with a double major in media studies and studio art. So it's close to home if you're in this particular area or if you're in Northern Virginia. And then she received an MFA, a Master's of Fine Arts in film and video from Cal Arts, where she rekindled a love for drawing and painting. Now she uses her love of both film and illustration to craft beautiful stories for children. And they talk about the author. I'm going to post a video of the author in an interview. One of the important things is modeling in the classroom. Do not wait until Black History Month to begin posting pictures, having books available of people of different races and ethnicities. They should be in your classroom every day. Easy access. They should be on the pictures on the wall of all different types of children and models and adults that your children can look up to. Okay, well, enjoy. That is the end of our story for today. Blow out my candle and good night. I'll see you all soon.